was activated, and also quick look at Vohlt against El Guardián Celta.
Vohlt, of course, piloting the Sky Strikers this time around. El Guardián Celta and his Umi control managed to sneak out a victory earlier. Both these guys sitting at 1-1. Win here, very important for their hopes of advancing through this group stage.
Exactly, that's correct. One of these guys really needs to win this match to advance into day 2. This will be a very interesting one because basically we have two control decks, very different from each other. Also, their strategy are, you know, in a sense familiar, but El Guardián Celta entered battle phase, and this lets me thinking that he has a copy of Evenly Matched, and indeed he has.
Excellent. Okay, off to a good start for El Guardián Celta. He's really looking to get the control going from as early as possible. Now entering main phase 2, going to hopefully find a Legendary Ocean or something that can get the Umi out there. Karyushin potentially going to make an appearance if that does happen, but again, really looking at hypotheticals now. He needs to hit that key. He needs the Umi in the Umi control. Yeah,
and I think he couldn't have asked for more, honestly. After saying this, and he's revealing Foolish Burial Goods. Okay, he didn't reveal any Legendary Ocean. He gets the Karyushin with the Pot of Prosperity, which makes me think that he might be holding already a copy of Uming in his hand, most likely.
Potentially, yes. I guess we will see.
Okay, he discards the Ice Jade Tremora. And now it comes the Electric Jellyfish, which we have already seen previously. Very, very powerful card, especially when Umi is on the field, and that's the case.
Yep, there we go. Ocean Dragon Lord Karyushin
very good
comes
stuff
out as well.
Yeah.
And suddenly Vohlt, with all of those attributes that the Sky Strikers like to play with, probably not going to have the greatest time of things.
And also with Karyushin now, he gets to add one Spell or Trap card from his deck to the end. But the Ghost Ogre, ooh, this is very, very good.
Yeah, Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, not the most common of responses that we've seen. In fact, Vohlt is, I believe, the only player that we've seen today that's actually been utilizing it.
Yeah.
As you said before, Sky Striker decks tend to have that luxury of having a couple of other extra hand, like extra monsters to use from their hand if they so wish. Yeah, honestly, what do you think of the Ghost Ogre in response to that Karyushin Ocean Dragon Lord being summoned?
I really liked it, especially because Vohlt knew that the Electric Jellyfish would have been chained to the Ghost Ogre, preventing the Ghost Ogre from resolving. But he also had the Widow Anchor, which means that the Ghost Ogre will resolve, and the Widow Anchor will negate the Electric Jellyfish. I think this is very powerful, especially because now El Guardián Celta is basically left with one card in hand. Of course, he will be searching for the Seal Stealth attack. Vohlt really needs to find, for example, a Sky Striker Ace Ray, or also a Sky Striker Mobilize Engage.
And you know, heading into the start of that turn, El Guardián Celta didn't have the... He didn't have an opener on his main phase 1. Yes, he had the Evenly Matched in the battle phase.
He passed again.
And now, yeah, suddenly he's got a lot going in the blink of an eye, and this Legendary Ocean is going to be really difficult for Vohlt to traverse. Especially
because, like, this is not something that you really get the chance to saying often. The Sky Striker deck is very consistent. He plays a lot of cards, and when things are going through, it's very also difficult to play against. This is a pity that unfortunately Vohlt didn't have much going on. I think he might be holding, for example, I don't know, Effect Veiler or Infinity Permanence, for example. Let's see what El Guardián Celta decides to do here.
The Electric Jellyfish is such a good deterrent from so many other things. And actually we have Gamasiel, the Sea Turtle Kaiju. I see a smirk on your face. You happy about that?
I'm happy because basically I'm laughing as you usually see the Gamasiel being summoned on your opponent's side of the field.
Hey,
but
2400 is 2400, my friend.
exactly, that's 2400, and Vohlt is now left with 4000 life points. He draws one card. Can he find anything out of his deck? Let's see. Looks like he's not happy. Wow, he sets a monster and passes. This is a pity that he didn't get the chance to see any good cards out of his deck. Maybe here he will be able to seal the game and go for game 2. We will soon find out.
Guardián Celta really hammering home the control in the Umi control deck, as it really feels like Vohlt isn't able to do anything. The set monster is about to be attacked by an electric jellyfish. It's an Ash Blossom which survives the attack.
He's taking the risk, and honestly, I mean, of course, you might be thinking that the set monster would have been something else, but that was not the case. Honestly, I would have attacked nonetheless with Gamesiel, especially because your opponent didn't have much going on. Can Vohlt find something out of his deck?
What do you think would save him here?
A Sky Striker Ace Ray will be good to start things off, for example.
Yeah.
Also, as the Area 0, okay. This is the case. He has the Area 0. Let's see if he manages somehow to get something.
The electric jellyfish is such a big deterrent from any big combo, though.
Yeah, this is very, very powerful. He has the multi-roll, and now I think when multi-roll gets activated, you have to negate it with the electric jellyfish, because otherwise the RS0 will trigger and will bring the Sky Striker Ace Ray from the deck to the field.
And honestly, just looking at two fields compared to each other, there's no comparison. The Umi control really coming out in force right now.
Yeah. And as we mentioned, Guardián Celta lost his first match today, but didn't lose his composure and basically ended up winning against Dragon Link in the previous match.
So the fun thing is that if Guardián Celta does indeed win this match, there's a good chance that both of the Spanish representatives make it into day 2.
Yeah. Now he goes with the Area 0, and the electric jellyfish negates it. Okay, this is very interesting. He decides to negate the effect of Area 0, which is something that... I don't know, I'm not a big fan of this, honestly, because with the multi-roll, now you get rid of the Area 0, and once you get rid of the Area 0, basically you're able to bring on the field the Sky Striker Ace Ray. Honestly, I wouldn't mind to let the Area 0 resolve, especially because you don't really know if you get to see any Sky Striker cards in your deck.
Yeah.
So maybe I would have waited, but still.
At the end of the day, C stealth attack is...
Yeah. And the Ghost Ogre once again on. This is very, very good, because now he gets to activate the Ghost Ogre after the Seal Stealth.
Yeah, very, very interesting actually, and will be intriguing to see how this one plays out. Guardián Celta. Can he stop the combo starter from Vohlt is the question.
So here comes the Ray, and I mean, considering what happened, as mentioned, I wouldn't really mind to get the Area 0 resolved, because either ways, if you resolve worst case scenario, he gets to one card that you can anyway negate with, you know, the electric jellyfish. And now with the Ayade, he can attack directly. But there can be only one. Wow. Wow. And this is very, very powerful. And of course, Vohlt must not be happy about seeing this card being activated from Guardián Celta. Because now he could have been able to come back into this game, honestly, after what we saw. But there can be only one. It's super annoying, especially because, like...
Ooh, Pot of Avarice.
A card that I was not expecting at all. Part of our is shuffling back 5 monsters, and he gets to draw 2 fresh cards.
And those 5 monsters included multiple copies of Ghost Ogre, which, as you've seen, have been very potent against this deck.
Yep.
An Ash Blossom and Joy Spring for good measure. Very, very, very promising now for Vohlt, as the game is not yet over.
And if you think about this, in the turn before, Guardián Celta attacked over the set monster with the electric jellyfish. If he would have attacked with the Gamecil, now Vohlt would have been left with 800 life points, and attacking with the Gamecil over the Hayate, that would be game. So, I mean, this is something that we have seen this weekend. Sometimes taking the risk could pay off, but sometimes, you know, taking it might be a little bit too much. And indeed, now it is getting complicated, because the more time you give to Sky Striker, the better they play. And with all the resources going on, and having the Ray in the graveyard, if the Gamecil attacks over the Ayare, being there can be only one on the field, I think that of course would be very powerful. But, again, the attack would have closed the game immediately if in the previous turn Guardián Celta would have attacked with the Gamecil over the set monster.
But Ocean Dragon Lord Karyushin now coming onto the field does mean that we do have the potential for, as you said, the attack over the Sky Striker Ace Hayate, and then just another big water monster to the face.
Let's see now what he decides to add with the Karyushin from his deck. Also, we have to consider that Vohlt drew 2 fresh cards from his deck.
Immediately, he placed them face down.
And he might be holding a copy of Infinite Impermanence, for example, or the...
there was another Sea Stealth attack added by the Ocean Dragon Lord Karyushin to the hand of Guardián Celta.
We can see that Guardián Celta is considering it, is entering battle phase, and the attack goes through. This means that if he would have attacked differently the previous turn, he might have sealed the game now. But still, he now gets to resolve, because the Ray is in the graveyard. He will attack with the Gamecil, and I think he cannot... Maybe he could go for a Yare's effect, but that will not be enough, so maybe I will just leave the Ray in defense. He's considering it. Or maybe he could go... He's taking his time. I think he is considering if going for Ray's effect or not.
The ball is in Volt's court. We are waiting for him to decide, and ultimately...
I mean, he in the end, Vohlt decides not to activate the Ray for sure, and he sets 1 card. I mean, he could have gone for Kaina, honestly. I mean, I would have gone for Kaina, because basically you prevent the other attack, basically, and still you have a Sky Striker on the field. I don't know. I mean, now he basically lost 1 important piece on the field, and with the Steel Step attack being activated, Vohlt once again needs to find something. He set the Infinite Impermanence in the same column, as there can be only 1, which means that he will be negating not only the Karyushin, but there can only be 1 as well.
So, freedom for 1 turn.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see what Vohlt does with that turn that he's bought for himself.
Steel Step attack resolves, Impermanence as well. What did Vohlt draw into?
That is indeed the question.
Maybe, he has the Hornet Drones, which is okay to start things off with. I think he doesn't have any copy of Engage in the graveyard, so he should be going for the Ayare. Ayare under battle phase, send the Engage to the graveyard, main phase 2 going for the Kagari, gets back the Engage. I will go for Ayare, honestly.
Yeah? Okay.
He goes for the Kagari instead.
Kagari?
He takes the area 0. Once again, I think this is risky because like basically you get the chance to reveal some cards for the area 0, but the question is, if you don't reveal any of them, it's complicated. Let's see what he will find out of this area 0. Widow Anchor, Effect Veiler, and Called by the Grave. Now he goes for the multi-roll. He gets rid of the area 0. Area 0 will bring the Ray on the field. The thing is that I don't really like this because I think it would have been better going for the Ayare first.
Yeah.
Sending the engage to the graveyard. Then into Memphis 2, you get back the engage with the Kagari. And then you get to resolve the engage and also draw 1 card.
So, yeah, really good insight for how to kind of optimally play this as the Sky Striker player here. But can you give me an indication of how, if you were Guardián Celta, how you would answer this series of plays and really seal the deal on this game?
So the thing is that if I were a Guardián Celta, now he banished the Kaioshin with the Seal Stealth, which means that he will be having back his monster later on. Now he will be pushing for some damage. Still, this is good. He can activate the Rain in battle phase, go for the Ayare, then attack with the Shizuku. Okay.
Okay, 1700 versus 1700 on the life point counters.
Is giving the Gamesil back because the Widow Anchor effect will resolve. He could have gone once again for the Ayare.
Yep.
Ayare sending back something else to the graveyard, and then with the multi-roll he could have said it, but he had the Widow Anchor, so this is again I think another option that he would have considered, because basically he is setting the Hornet drones, which is not powerful at all in this situation, and if he would have gone for Ayare, he would have been able to set something else with the multi-roll during the end phase and then search for the Shizuku. And also that Widow Anchor being activated on the Gamesil now is giving back to a Guardián Celta.
Yep. This is a pretty scary spell and trap card zone though from Vohlt.
Yeah. This is a very back and forth game, we have to say. It would have been finished quite earlier, as we mentioned. Still, there are very, I think, interesting plays, I would say, that were on the line from our players.
And again, just to reiterate that, as you said, on the line, because the difference between going 2-1 and 1-2 could be making it to day 2.
Exactly, and I think also, especially in this situation, I think that, okay, now it comes the Mega Fortress Whale, which we haven't seen so far.
No, we have not.
And really like his effect, because basically your water monster can attack directly this turn if Umi is on the field. Basically, you can activate his effect, and this might be what makes the difference into this game. Let's see if he manages somehow to bring him on the field. Now he goes to activate the Kaioshin. He knows that Vohlt is holding a Widow Anchor on his field, so he really needs to be careful about that. Now he goes with the Seal Stealth Shoe, and it doesn't really give him a huge advantage at the moment.
At the start of the battle phase, you can then summon the Mega Fortress Whale from the hand, activate the effect, and go attack directly. Or do that.
Here comes the Mega Fortress Whale, and now I think he can make a very cool play, activate the Mega Fortress Whale, the Widow Anchor will be chained, he can chain the Seal Stealth attack, banishing the Mega Fortress Whale, he will still get the effect to be resolved because the monster will be banished. Indeed, this is what is going to happen, and I'm a very big fan of this, because basically you get to banish your own monster. Given that the monster will be banished, this effect will be still resolving because the monster is no longer on the field, which means that Widow Anchor cannot negate it, and then you will be able to attack directly your opponent with the Kaioshin and deal enough damage.
Just about enough damage if this Ocean Dragon Lord Kaioshin's attack does indeed go through. 1800 to Volt's life points directly. Is it gonna happen?
He's going to activate the Seal Stealth during the battle phase. He takes the Electric Jellyfish, which I really like, because basically now you prevent your opponent from activating anything, because you could negate it with the Electric Jellyfish, the attack goes through.
Yep. It took a while.
It took a while.
Umi control.
Yeah, it took a while. I mean, what I'm really thinking is that in this situation, and now back to El Guardián Celta. Let's see what he has. Does he have once again evenly matched? Yes, he does. He enters battle phase. Okay, he goes with the Widow Anchor just in case, so that he doesn't lose a piece. And here, evenly matched will banish, I think, most likely. He will just, I think he will banish the multi-roll, yes.
So, main phase 2, do we see another Legendary Ocean play into Ocean Dragon Lord Kaioshin?
Okay, he has the Fish Stoner, which is very good to start things off with. He gets the Kaioshin. Okay, Umi is being activated. And then, yeah, Kaioshin.
That is the turn 1 for Umi control.
Yeah. That's the card you really want to go for, either that or the Electric Jellyfish. He sets one, he sets another card. Let's see, I think he is passing turn, but before doing that, he goes for the Kaioshin. There's the effect Veiler being activated on it. Doesn't really change that much here. And now, play. Ooh, there's the Doom Kraken.
Yeah, really a great deal of commitment to the field here from El Guardián Celta, but it seems to be working wonders for him.
Because now basically this is the first time that he's being summoned. He gets back the Kaioshin, and he gets to resolve the Kaioshin as well. This is something that I really like, because basically another very good interruption from him, as we saw with the Mega Fortress Well before. He chained Doom Kraken on the effect Veiler, so he was able to search for the trap card. Now he goes for the Ray.
Sadly, already entered the battle phase in order to activate the evenly matched.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Now he goes for the Shizuku. Once again, this is the play to go for, and you will be adding another Sky Striker card from your deck. He gets another engage, and he will draw for turn.
See stealth attack.
Ooh, and there's also, there can be only one.
Okay.
What he really needs now at the moment is having at least 3 spells in the graveyard, and I think this might be quite easy, because you go to activate the first engage, you go search either the Afterbird, exactly, that's the one you were looking for, and I think this was the play to go for. Another engage being activated, although there can be only one was being flipped. This doesn't make any big difference, I would say, given that the afterburners will hit the field soon.
Yeah.
And I think that overall, this game might be going in favor of Vohlt, just because here he also has the multi-roll, which means that we might be soon seeing multi-roll effect being activated.
Okay, in which case we'll then have another game 3 on our hands, but I'm not willing to count out Guardián Celta quite yet, because, yeah, as long as the Legendary Ocean is on the field, this Umi control deck is still going strong.
Yeah, that's the plan. Now he activates the Seal Stealth Attack Shu. On the long run, though, I think this is looking good for Vohlt, because now he could also, given that the Seal Stack was activated, being he could also might be considering to enter battle phase. Let's see what he decides to do.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued to see how Vohlt chooses to continue here, especially given the fact that Guardián Celta is, I wouldn't say wide open, because that face down could be quite threatening, but definitely the potential.
Okay, he goes with normal summoning Maxi and then activated the multi-roll.
Okay.
Is he really getting rid of his own? Okay, he gets rid of his own Shizuku, and he will get rid most likely of there can be only one. But is now realizing that he can only get the effect of the afterburner if he destroys his opponent's monster, not his.
I see. That
so
is very unfortunate.
Yeah, this is very unfortunate from Vohlt, because he only lost 2 cards basically. And now play is back to Guardián Celta. Now Schattenspieler, just to give you guys an update, was able to defeat Dog 7, being able to fight back against the Empen and the barrier statue.
And Schattenspieler actually going undefeated in that group.
Undefeated with Cyber Dragon branded deck. Very good stuff from Schattenspieler.
Yeah. And actually the implications of that does mean that because we had someone go 3-0 and someone go 0-3, that there's going to be 2 people going 2-1. But the tiebreaker will have already been decided by the head-to-head.
Exactly. And here he gets to summon the Kairyu-Shin that he bounced back previously in the turn. We have to say that I think Vohlt really had a lot of things going on.
Yeah. That being said, Guardián Celta seems to have regained his grip over the field and over the options that Vohlt has available to himself. Electric Jellyfish, as we said, a really prominent component of this Umi control, just because it's a negation if you need it. Ocean Dragonlord Kairyu-Shin has been there since turn 1. And even Doomkraken ready and waiting if a monster does decide to rear its head.
Just a quick update here for you guys. We can see that Schattenspieler were undefeated day 1 with an impressive 3-0 record, and El Dojo del Duelista with 2-1. This means that tomorrow Schattenspieler and El Dojo del Duelista will advance into the top 8.
Yeah. Thank you. No head-to-head tiebreaker in that group after all. But maybe another.
Maybe we will soon see him some. Who knows? And here back to our match. El Guardián Celta entering battle phase, dealing some damage. Let's see if Vohlt has any response to this. I think both attacks will go through.
Alright, even so, not quite game, so Vohlt could still very well make a comeback here.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think he may be a little thrown off by the fact that he, I don't want to say misplayed, but he really, yeah, the interaction that he had hoped for did not come through with the afterburner, as you mentioned.
Yeah, I know. I think this is one of these situations in which there's so much going on the line, because he had double engage in the end. And I think if you basically have your plan, and the plan was to get rid of there can be only one, so it will be Dogmatica against Dragon Link. We will see who the match winner will be.
And of course, Lithium with that Dogmatica build has gone undefeated on the day against Renebrain's Dragon Link that has yet to find a win, unfortunately.
And hopefully we'll see the Dragon Link deck in action, winning his first match this weekend, but still focusing on our match. This is more than far from over. The Wither Anchor gets activating, so it will be taking the Karyushin. He could take the Karyushin, the Widow Anchor gets banished, then he could go for the multi-roll. Let's see, he activates the Widow Anchor, but...
Okay, so Rose has now, I think this is the first time all tournament I've seen Rose actually summon.
He goes for the Kagari. The Kagari being on the field, gets the engage. He goes for the engage once again. He gets another Widow Anchor. And now Vohlt is considering his options.
El Guardián Celta now just thinking how he can disrupt the sequence of plays that Vohlt is currently committing to. Really difficult situation for El Guardián Celta, despite the fact that he has such an established presence on the field. Vohlt still has 4 cards in hand, and the Sky Striker Ace Kagari, of course, can start what is typically a very, very devastating chain of events.
Now he activates the Widow Anchor, he negates his own Kagari. I mean, maybe he has a plan. He's now going for the multi-roll, and he will set once again the Widow Anchor.
Okay.
I think he's really find a way to come back into this, because it's going to be very, very difficult at this point in the game.
So tell me a bit about what it is exactly Vohlt is aiming to do in order to come back here.
So basically, Vohlt is just trying to take some time, in my opinion, especially because with all these cards going on from a Guardián Celta, and there can only be one on the field, Vohlt basically is continuously locked into that. And also by playing only the afterburners, basically this is becoming very annoying to play against, because it doesn't really find a way to deal with there can only be one.
So El Guardián Celta now just deliberating as to what to do next. Ideally you find a way to remove the Kagari from the field, but at the same time Vohlt does have 4 spell or trap cards face down. Well, we know some of them are spells because they are the Sky Striker Mobilize Engage.
Exactly. The Widow Anchor. Yes, exactly. And now he's entering battle phase. And also I think that negating your own Kagari, actually, you basically prevent his effect, and I think that would have been a good advantage in this situation. Now Guardián Celta goes with the Ice Barrier, and let's see if Vohlt decides to activate the Widow Anchor in response.
Okay, he does.
He goes for Steel Stealth, and he basically banishes his own Kaioshin. I really like the interaction with the Steel Stealth attack, which I think it's a very synergic and versatile card.
Yeah.
And with the Ice Barrier being activated, now the Kagari is brought to 0 attack points. And now he attacks over the Kagari with the Doom Kraken, bring him Vohlt down to 2,600 life points.
The game is still not over yet, however, as we did have Ray come back from the graveyard.
I have to say still that although the Afterburner didn't pay off and the Widow Anchor couldn't take the Kaioshin even previously in the turn, I still want to believe that Vohlt can be somehow stick to this game and try his best to come back, because basically with Rai being on the field now, he will also have the chance to use the multi-roll in the end phase to set another card.
Yeah.
I like the play that Guardián Celta now is making, looking for the Gamesil.
Yep.
I like this play. Let's see. Okay, now he goes for the Maxi.
Okay.
I think it makes sense, because basically if your opponent goes for the Gamesil, I think it makes sense. You really get to draw one out of Maxi.
Yep, because if you do not use it there, then there's no
Exactly.
given chance that you'll get to use it the following turn.
Exactly. And now Vohlt can activate the multi-roll. He goes for the Afterburners, and then the Kaioshin comes back. And then now Vohlt will go and draw for turn. We have a lot of cards going on for Vohlt. Now that multi-roll was activated, he set the Afterburners. He might be going for the multi-roll effect, getting rid of the Gamesil, exactly, so that at least he can be free to do his Sky Striker cards. We know that he has the Engage, the Widow Anchor, and the Afterburners. Guardián Celta is actually thinking if chaining any of his cards to the multi-roll activation. He doesn't. He goes for the Afterburners finally, and Guardián Celta cannot chain anything to this, being that multi-roll effectively resolved. And now finally he got to resolve the Afterburners effect. It took some time, but in the end he was able to wait for the right moment and then get it back with the multi-roll. I think he still has a chance to come back into this game.
Yeah. So it took a while, but finally we have that can be the only one off of the field.
He goes for the Engage here, and I think this is the most grind games we have had so far this weekend.
Yeah, it's a real back and forth. Both of these players really wanting to secure their place in the second day of the competition, so you can understand it. Guardián Celta getting to 5 figures in the life points for the first time this tournament. And
Yeah.
actually, speaking of this tournament, if you've enjoyed today's games and want some competitive action for yourselves, be sure to play Masterduel's new Team Battle mode. Team up with 2 to 4 friends or strangers to duel it out with a variety of rule sets.
Yeah, definitely, especially because like I think now that we are streaming our first ever Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel Invitational, there's a lot of action on the line. Our players really want to take at home the trophy that we will be giving away to the first, second and third player. They're really competing though to become the champion. And here the game, as mentioned, is still far from over. The Ayare gets Link Summon.
Yeah, actually, give me a little bit of insight as to why Sky Striker Ace Hayate was the Sky Striker Ace that was decided on here.
So basically here, indeed, basically I think he needed a name to go for a Link Summon, and he has the Zeke. Looks like Vohlt it's not super happy with this.
Interesting.
Now I get to see why he is upset about this, because basically the Seal Stealth Attack Shoe says that Water Monster effect cannot be targeted. And basically the Zeke, when he gets Link Summon, you can target one face-up monster on the field and banish it. But he maybe forgot that the Seal Stealth Attack Shoe is on the field and is basically preventing this activation, and that's why he was upset about this, because indeed water monsters cannot be targeted with non-water monster effects.
That is pretty unfortunate for
Vohlt. Very unfortunate, but still looking good because he has so many cards going on.
Yeah,
and here
actually managed to get Gameciel the Sea Turtle Kaiju back from the graveyard. He managed to bolster the attack of Sky Striker Ace Zeke by 1000, and suddenly this game is not looking too bad for Vohlt. Never mind.
Never mind. Yeah. And Guardián Celta is the winner of this match. I think he showed us how powerful the deck is.
Yep.
Very controlled deck. He has this back and forth with the Seal Stealth Attack Shoe, which is basically a Numi, but also while being on the field, all water monsters cannot be targeted by non-water monsters. And I think this is very important to keep in mind for you guys tomorrow, especially because our Guardián Celta will be advancing into the top 8. Now, let's quickly go back to Ed.
Very exciting. Come with me. We'll go for a quick chat over in the interview area. Grab yourself a microphone. They've all done this before. They know what the game is by this point. Congratulations. How are you feeling?
Thank you very much. It's been a really good duel. I choose the Kaioshin or Umi deck because I think it's really strong in Master Duel. In a format that is only one duel and there's no side deck, there's a deck that can be support every match and the Kaioshin.
I mean, the Kaioshin you saw almost all the time, so it was clearly going well. Quite a fun little duel that we saw there. The longest duel in the world as well. The first game seemed to go on for a very long time. You were doing some great combos. You were owning the field. You sort of dealt with the Ghost Ogre and the Widow Anchor and stuff. You took that game 1. Game 2, that one also went on for quite a while. There was fierce back row from Vohlt. And then, I don't know if you saw, but at the end there was a slight misplay from Vohlt there because he summoned Zeke, and because of your C stealth attack,
Zeke
target.
couldn't target my monster with no water monsters because of the silent, the magical, the continuous move.
Exactly, so it was a slight misplay there, but all of those things together, complete with your skilled use of the Umi deck, has led you to winning this victory. So how many wins, losses are you at now?
2 wins, 1 lose. I think we can see you tomorrow.
I think so. I think that's going to be very exciting. So either tonight or first thing tomorrow, we are going to be drawing who is going to be facing who in those final duels. But we're about to find out with you which of those two is going to happen. Maybe it'll be an exciting end to today's stream, or maybe it'll be a good way to kick off tomorrow. We'll find out together. But congratulations to you, Guardián Celta. That was a very, very exciting duel. Hopefully we will see even more of you as this weekend goes on. But guys, don't go anywhere because we've got 2 more of these duels ready to go before we end today's coverage.